Hey, welcome back. Braxton's War Room. Be taking a look today at Rock of the Marne from the Standard Combat Series from the Gamers and NMP, of course. Game designer John Best, series designer Dean Essig. So, believe it or not, this is my first attempt at learning the Standard Combat Series. I own about 6 or 7 of the titles, the volumes, but this is the first one I'm playing. I'm going to be playing this at a con in a couple weeks, and just wanted to get the system down and make sure that I've got all the little that I've grokked everything. So this is actually this is the full campaign game, 15 turns, and this is actually going to be the beginning of turn 2. The first turn, not a lot happened. There's a couple restrictions that I'll talk about really quickly. Let's see, the 1100 hexes, and to the west, all this area up here, all of the headquarters units were all depleted, so there no attacks are able to be made until turn 7. And I think the reason why that it's in the designer notes. It talks about that it's trying to keep some semblance of historical accuracy. That if the Germans were able to just roll down this flank here, it would be pretty unrealistic. So they put that restriction over here, so you're unable to attack in that area till later, till the Allies are able to get a lot of their reinforcements on. As you can see, that time a lot of Allied French and Americans come on the map. Over here on the east side, where these other trench lines are, German headquarters units were unable to give combat shifts to any of the attacks that happened in this area. And I only did attack with a few units. Only real breakthrough came in right here. There's some weak French units here that the Germans were able to push off. But aside from that, I held back because one-to-one attacks in the Standard Combat Series are rough, which makes sense. The most of the action happened down here in this wooded area. One of the cool things about the system that I liked, at least with this game, is the ability to break down units, and you have to as the Germans. Because the big issue is you've got the Marne River here, and the only place it can be crossed is at certain areas, obviously, where there's bridges. So what you have to do is make your own bridges, and the Germans can do that by using stormtrooper units, and they can basically make an attack against an empty hex and build these temporary bridges, which can also help you supply units that are on the other side of the river, and you can also move across. What you see here, though, is a burning bridge because the Allies flew some, and I have this guy here just to show, flew a bombing mission and bombed this bridge as well as this one here, and they were successful. The Germans had actually placed combat air patrols, which are now in the flown units box over here, to protect these bridges. And here's one still here flying around, but the Allies only had two combat bombing missions available, so they bombed these 2 separate bridges. And they were successful in both. The German planes failed to intercept, and as you can see, those 2 burning bridges. And it'll take a full turn, and no Allied units in the Zocs of these German stormtrooper units to rebuild those bridges. So already the Germans are being hampered by the Allied effort. There was a couple attacks again. It's really difficult, these one-to-one attacks, so the Germans really have to cross the river, and that's the only shot that they're going to have. Some slight success down here, but this is a tough area in here to do anything, and obviously that's what really happened. So it's moving on to the second turn. I have to try and replenish all the headquarters that were used for attacks. One thing I will mention, the Americans and the Allies, the Entente, they did not even attack at all. They're saving up their strength, so if the Germans are able to really break through, they'll be able to hit back somewhat. Okay, well, just a brief interlude to see what's going on here. So far it's pretty interesting. We'll see how the turns go from here. All right, see you soon.